The lyrebird, Menura spp, is one of Australia's most extraordinary birds, famous for its remarkable ability to mimic natural and artificial sounds. The superb lyrebird is considered the most impressive of the two lyrebird species, with its elaborate tail feathers that form a lyre-shaped display during courtship. Lyrebirds are found in the dense rainforests of southeastern Australia, where they are highly secretive and difficult to spot. The lyrebird's vocal repertoire is astonishing, and it is capable of mimicking chainsaws, camera shutters, car alarms, and the calls of other bird species. This ability is not just for show, it plays a role in attracting mates and establishing territory. Male lyrebirds will perform intricate vocal displays to impress females, making it one of the most extraordinary singers in the bird world. The lyrebird has become a symbol of Australia's wild and untamed forests and is a favourite of birdwatchers and naturalists. While Australia's bird life is spectacular, it is also increasingly under threat from a variety of human-induced and natural factors. Some species, including the orange-bellied parrot, swift parrot, and black-throated finch, are critically endangered, while many others are experiencing population declines. The destruction of natural habitats is one of the primary threats to Australian bird species. Urbanisation, agriculture and deforestation have led to the fragmentation and loss of critical habitats, particularly in coastal and inland regions. Birds that rely on specific habitats, such as wetlands, rainforests and savannas, are particularly vulnerable to habitat destruction. Species like the orange-bellied parrot, which nests in coastal vegetation, are at risk of losing their homes due to land clearing and development. Invasive species such as foxes, cats and rats pose a significant threat to Australia's native bird life. These predators target eggs, chicks and adult birds, leading to population declines and extinctions. Many Australian birds, such as the ground-dwelling lyrebird, are particularly vulnerable to predation by invasive species. The introduction of rabbits has also led to the destruction of habitats, further complicating conservation efforts. Climate change is rapidly becoming one of the most significant threats to Australia's bird life. Rising temperatures, changing rainfall patterns, and more frequent extreme weather events, such as droughts and fires, are impacting birds' food availability, migration patterns, and breeding success. The great white pelican, which relies on fish populations in wetlands, has seen declines as water levels decrease due to droughts. Similarly, many species of migratory birds are struggling to adapt to changing climates that alter their migration routes and breeding grounds. Human activity, such as illegal hunting and bird trapping, continues to threaten some species. The illegal trade of native birds, particularly parrots and cockatoos, has been a long-standing issue. Although significant strides have been made in regulating this trade, some species are still targeted due to their beauty and rarity. In response to the growing threats facing Australia's bird life, a number of conservation programs have been launched to protect these iconic species and their habitats. These programs involve a variety of strategies, from habitat restoration to captive breeding and community engagement. Establishing protected areas and sanctuaries is a key strategy in preserving critical habitats for Australia's birds. Areas such as the Great Barrier Reef and the wet tropics of Queensland are UNESCO World Heritage Sites that protect important habitats for bird species like the spectacled flying fox and the brolga. In addition, private landholders are being encouraged to establish bird sanctuaries and participate in conservation efforts. For critically endangered species like the orange-bellied parrot, swift parrot, and yellow-eyed penguin, captive breeding programs are an essential tool in ensuring their survival. These programs involve breeding birds in controlled environments and releasing them into the wild once their populations are stabilized. The orange-bellied parrot, in particular, has benefited from this approach, with breeding efforts at the Tasmanian Museum and Art Gallery leading to the reintroduction of captive-bred parrots into their native habitats. Controlling invasive species is critical to the survival of many Australian bird species. Efforts to eradicate feral cats and foxes from critical habitats have been ongoing for decades. Programs like the Save the Bilby Fund have focused on using controlled poison baits, traps and fencing to protect vulnerable bird species from predation. Community involvement is essential for the success of conservation efforts. Organizations like BirdLife Australia and the Australian National Wildlife Collection work closely with local communities, landowners, and indigenous groups to protect bird species and their habitats. Public education, citizen science projects, and bird monitoring programs are also crucial tools in raising awareness and building support for conservation initiatives.